Well, no, I played well out there today, and not so much the no tiebreakers, but it was just a pretty straightforward match, and something that even though I've been winning a lot of matches this summer, a lot of them haven't been like that. So it's actually very nice to come by, and it takes a lot of stress off me. Sometimes these matches it's not so much because they're really super physical, but there's sort of a lot of tense pressure moments that actually sort of can wear on you over time. So today really wasn't the case, and I thought I played well.
How do you feel just overall about your level this summer?
Yeah, it's been good. I've nothing to complain about. Even when up in Montreal last week after playing 9 matches in 11 days, that was my 10th match in I think 13 days. I actually physically felt great, and the match I lost up there, I let slip away. I mean, I was up 4-1 in the third set with, a lot of times, as you guys know, one break for me is sometimes all it takes. That was the case out there today, and so I had a chance to win my match up there. It didn't happen, but who knows? It could have been a blessing in disguise. I was able to get back home and rest up, and actually feel rejuvenated. Even though this is my 4th consecutive tournament. I played on Tuesday last week, so it's been a week since I've played. I feel fresh and eager and ready to go, and I think I showed that today.
Are you playing next week?
As of right now, yeah.
And the knee thing that happened in Wimbledon, that just has you had no recurrence of that, and you just a freak.
Yeah, well, there's still some things I can't do, like in the gym, that I would like to do. It's my quad, so it's not my knee, which is good. So it's just a muscular thing with my quad. But ever since it happened, and with all the practices I've had, and with all the matches I've had, myself and my physio, we've really figured out the best way to go about it pre-match, and we feel like we have a good routine down with it, and it's all about really having everything activated in my body to take pressure off of that area, and it's not bothering me.
Specifically, what are you doing differently?
Well, just I'm just getting it very loose with some massage before the match, just on that quad, and stuff where I'm, it's kind of lame to talk about, but having getting my glutes firing well to take, if you do that, it's taking pressure off everything else, and that's what, as athletes, that's what you want to do regardless whenever you go out there and play. But really focusing on that, and it's taking pressure off that area that bothered me at Wimbledon.
As a guy with one of the bigger serves in the game, I wonder what you think about the essential disappearance of the classic serve and volley at the top of the game. And I'm curious if coaches along the way have tried to convince you into doing more of it, or is that just not reasonable anymore?
There are a few guys that still serve and volley. Stepanek comes to mind, Lodra. There's probably some guys that serve and volley that I'm missing. The guy that beat Roger at Wimbledon, he serves and volleys. But yeah, you don't see it that much anymore. I think it's actually tough to serve and volley, and I don't consider myself a natural serve and volleyer. I mean, I do it sometimes. I did it out there today, but my serve, I feel like, it's big enough that I'm comfortable hitting a first ball forehand, and I think I'm more effective doing that as well. So for me, it's no one's really ever tried to make me a serve and volleyer. I don't feel like I'm that type of player. I'm really super big, and it's actually kind of tough to do. You got to react quickly, and so I sort of like hitting a ground stroke after my serve.
Why do you think it's pretty much disappeared or disappearing?
I think guys return so well nowadays, maybe with the technology and whatnot. These guys are just getting their rackets on a lot of balls, and it makes it tough unless the volley is high above the net. If you're having to dig up a low volley, you're in a really tough position with how how everyone can pass you and whatnot. So I think it has to do with that mainly.
Sean, what sort of sports options beyond tennis did you have growing up? Why did you stay with tennis? And if you would, in your opinion, why do you think more big athletic American guys are not taking the route that you've taken?
Well, my options were tennis and basketball. That's pretty obvious. And, you know, I said this a lot. I had to choose one sport or the other, and it wasn't a no-brainer that I was going with tennis at all. I actually was very close to sticking with basketball because that's how much I played it. I played it just as much as I was playing tennis up until I was 15 years old. So, you know, for me, I stuck with tennis, and then I just kept on growing. I didn't know I was going to be this tall. And what was the second part of your question? Why?
Yeah, well, why do you think that more guys have not taken your route? Why have more guys, in essence, played basketball or
Gotcha.
football or what have you instead of
Well, you know, I don't know. Maybe, you know, tennis, as far as it in the States, as far as you know, popularity goes, it's fifth, sixth on you know, as far as the major sports is basketball, football, you know, even hockey, baseball, golf, NASCAR. Even, I mean, you know, it's just not as big in the States as it is in Europe and in South America and whatnot. So I think maybe that has a lot to do with it.
So had you grown earlier, spurted earlier, might your decision have been different?
Yeah, or if a doctor or someone, like when I was 14, could have told me I was been this tall, I can probably assure you I would have stuck with basketball.
Last two, John, I know obviously it's been a pretty good month for you playing. This run of being the first week the no Americans in the top
Uh-huh.
play. Just wondering if you think that sort of milestone means anything.
It doesn't mean anything to me. I could care less about it, actually. I mean, you know, I didn't even know I was going to play professional tennis until I was in college. So, you know, I haven't really put too much pressure on me to be like the savior of American tennis or whatnot. So I'm just trying to handle my business and play tennis for as long as I can. And I'm having fun doing it. So I don't really think about that.
That said, would you have ever have thought that the top-ranked American man in the world would be 22nd?
I don't know.
You don't
No,
know?
I don't think about tennis when I'm not playing it or practicing at all. I'm gonna go back and watch preseason football. That's what I do. So.